Hello guys, this is CodeNCode and this is a tutorial for the problem merge k-sorted list taken from Leetcode top 100 like questions. The problem is of hard difficulty level and we'll be solving the problem using min heap. The problem was also asked in a PhonePe SDE interview, so you can understand that the problem is actually quite important. So the problem statement is quite simple. You are given an array of k linked list, okay, and each linked list is stored in ascending order, okay. And now what you have to do, you have to merge these k linked lists and create a new basically merge these linked lists and return the merged linked list, and the merged linked list should also be in increasing order, okay, ascending order. For example, if these are three linked lists, so the result should look like this, okay. And by the way, if some of you are wondering that how do I know this problem was asked in PhonePe interview question. So here you can see one of the candidates who have been through PhonePe interview shares his experience, and he says that in round 2 of DSA and problem solving, he was asked this question. Okay. Now let's have a look at the prerequisites. Of course, you should be comfortable with any one programming language of your choice. Then basic knowledge of linked list, because of course we are going to solve the problem using linked list. We have to create linked list, we have to traverse linked list, so on and so forth. So you should be comfortable with that. You should have basic knowledge of linked list. After that, min heap, because we will be utilizing min heap to find the solution, right? I already have a lecture in C++ STL series, the last lecture I guess, where I've explained how we can implement min heap using priority queues. Now, my main goal is to enable you guys to solve the problem yourself. So even before I provide the solution, I try to give you hints. So what you can do, try to insert all of the head pointers in the minimum priority queue, right? I mean minimum heap, and try to figure out the solution. If this hint is not enough, here's another. We have already been doing this, right? In merge sort, what we do, we have two sorted arrays and we then merge both of them into one sorted array, right? We do that, but this is only using two different arrays. So utilize that knowledge and try to extend the idea of this, that how you would extend this idea to work with k sorted arrays, right? This time, even though we have linked list, but the overall algorithm won't change much. So just try to extend the idea of this to figure out the solution of this, okay. So now before we discuss the solution, it doesn't matter if you are from IIT college or not, everyone deserves a well-paying job. Even then, many companies don't pay their employees well if they don't have a label from first year college such as IIT. I was stuck in a similar place where you get paid less than your IIT and coworker, even though you both have the same job and the same work. If your boss doesn't fulfill your rightful demands, you know it's time to leave. Don't work at a place that doesn't appreciate you. It's time to acknowledge your self worth and move on to a better place. You might have one question though: how to do this? See, that's why we are here, to take you through the process of finding a well paying job at the same time finding yourself. Poetic, isn't it? What's not poetic is the intense effort that goes into finding the right employer. You have to apply for jobs on LinkedIn and Naukri.com and wait for what seems like forever to get a response. And the worst part, sometimes we don't even get one. The secret to finding a good job is finding the right way to look for it, right? Let me explain. The companies are looking for people who have outstanding skill set, not just a good looking resume, which is why they are inclined to skill assessment platform. Such platforms score and pre-assess candidates, saving time and efforts. Relevel by Unacademy is one such platform. It works with India's finest companies and makes finding your dream job 100 times easier. And Relevel offers job in 5 different categories: business development, front end and back end development, business analytics, and data analytics. And the best part is all of the Relevel tests are completely free. Still unsure about taking Relevel test? Well, find all the people who took their Relevel test with their Relevel Achievers Twitter handle and see for yourself. So, what are you waiting for? Register for Relevel test now. And now let's head back to our lecture. So now let's go ahead and discuss the solution. So suppose this was the input. There are three head pointers to that means there are three linked lists, right? This will be provided to you as part of the input, and then we'll be utilizing min heap and two pointers, head pointers and moving head, right? This head pointer you will return because this will point to the head of the newly created linked list. So this will basically represent your result. Now, how we are going to utilize min heap? What we'll do this. we'll insert all of the heads into the min heap. Okay, and of course all of the head pointers along with the value they are currently pointing to, right? So this is pointing to a node which is having value 1, then a value 1, and then value 2. You see 1 1 2, right? So we know min heap, the top of the min heap contains the node which is having the minimum value, so this will be at the top of it, right? Now if I show you the code along with this, so this will be easy to understand. Let me increase the font size. This is an accepted solution. So first you need priority queue, right? So I have a priority queue, and how do you create min heap using priority queue? I've already explained that. So you'll be providing a list of pointers of basically head pointers for a linked list, and then I've created a priority queue which will store a pair, right? Integer, right? The value, and then the head pointer itself, right? We have head and moving head initialized to null. Basically they are pointing to nothing at this point. So how we are going to solve is that out of all of these which are already here, of course since we have to sort them in ascending order, so I need the minimum one, right? And that's where min heap comes into the picture. At this point all of the nodes that are being pointed by these head pointers, the one which is having the minimum value, I'll take that out, right? So current becomes head 1 because head was at the top of it in the minimum heap. So basically since my head and moving head are actually pointing to nothing, so I'll make them head is equals to moving head is equals to current, which is head 1. So basically both of them now will be pointing to this, right? The first node in your result. After that what you will do, if I'll check whether the current node, the current head actually have extra values to be filled, right? So what I'll do, I'll set current is equals to next of current, right? So basically now head which was initially pointing to the head one which was initially pointing to the first, now it will point to the next node in that linked list, right? And I'll see that yep, head one is actually not empty, so I'll insert that also into the priority queue, this time with value 4, right? Because now it is pointing to a node with value 4, so 4 comma head 1, right? So now this one is done, processing of this node is done. Now again I'll check whether the priority queue is empty or not. Again it is not empty, so I'll take out the top of the head, top of the priority queue, which will be my head 2, right? And now again since now these two are not empty, what I'll do, next of moving head is equals to current, which is basically head 2, this which means this node. So basically next of this will be pointing to this node which is 1, right? And of course this is your moving head, so moving head is equals to next of moving head. Basically I'll move this head to here because this will be utilized to add extra elements, right? After that what you do, current is equals to next of current, basically head 2 is equals to next of head 2, so head 2 will start pointing to this node, you see. And after that of course you will insert head 2 also into the priority queue, right? So what is happening here is this. First of all you'll insert all of the head into the priority queue, right? That is exactly what I'm doing here. After that, while priority queue is not empty, what we are doing is we are taking out the top of the priority queue. We are only interested in the head pointer, right? We are not interested in value. So this is your current variable, right? This variable. After that we remove that from the priority queue, and we this is the first condition, right? If head and moving head are actually null, so head and moving head is equals to temp. That will be the first node in your result. Otherwise what you do, next of head, next of moving head is equals to temp, which is basically your current head, and then moving head is equals to temp, right? Basically you are moving your head towards right, and after that you check whether current head has some extra values. So when that condition will be true, if the next of temp actually is not null, that means there is one more, or there are more than one node, maybe one or more than one nodes to be processed. So what we'll do, temp is equals to next of temp, right? And after that we'll insert that also into the priority queue, right? So now after we have processed head 2, now it's time to again process next element. We'll check whether the priority queue is empty or not. No, it is not. So we'll take the front of it, top of it, which is head 3. So head 3 is here. Again, next of moving head is equals to current. That means next of moving head is equals to head 3, and head 3 is pointing to this node. So next of moving head will be this, And of course, after that, I'll increment or basically uh, move forward, moving head also. After I've done that, current is equals to next of current. Basically, this node is processed, so my head 3 should point to the next node. It is pointing to the next node, and I should insert head 3 also into the priority queue, which I have done, right? And again, you will follow the exact same process, and finally when the priority queue will be empty, your process will be done and all of the nodes will be there in the increasing order. Now the question is, how this becomes empty? Well, it's simple. Once you see, now it is pointing at some point, since we are incrementing head pointers towards the right, at some point they will reach to a node which is whose next is actually null, right? And that is the point where that head won't be inserted back, and that means we will have one less element, right, into my priority queue. And the same way, the priority queue will become empty at certain point. And at the end of this whole process, since it is only why I'm not showing the whole process, because this is simply repetition of what I have done till now, and it is only going to increase the length of the lecture. So this is the solution code, and this is how we proceed with the solution, right? If you still have any doubt or query, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll be providing the solution link to this code in the description of the video. So yeah, this was all for this lecture. Thank you guys for watching. Until the next video drops, keep coding. Thank you.